윤석열 대통령의 이번 탄핵 사태를 놓고 미국 정부는 말을 아끼고 있는데요. 저희 JTBC의 제휴사죠. CNN에서 백악관을 밀착 취재 중인 케일라 타우시 특파원과 한국의 현재 상황을 바라보는 미국 정부의 생각은 무엇인지 특별 대담을 나눠봤습니다. 이지은 기자입니다.
Welcome to the program, Kayla. According to your sources, how did the Biden administration see this uncertain period?
Well, the Biden administration views this period of uncertainty as regrettable and avoidable. When President Yoon and his deputies first declared martial law, the White House was very quick to express what it called serious concerns with that decision and also indicated that the U.S. had been given no advance notice that this decision was coming. The U.S. expressed its deep disapproval with that move, and while there was some relief that it was reversed within hours, there was an understanding and an expectation that the fallout would not be contained. We know that President Biden has expressed his support for the Republic of Korea, the rule of law there, and its resilient democracy, but certainly there is a lot that remains to be seen. Well, I had an opportunity to ask that very question to the White House National Security Spokesman John Kirby just a few hours ago. And he said that the impeachment of President Yoon is a personal domestic matter for the people of South Korea. The U.S. did not want to weigh in on exactly what it believed about that process or whether it believed that it was the right move or that President Yoon should be charged with insurrection as is currently being contemplated. We do know that when that impeachment came in, shortly after that, President Biden spoke with acting President Han Duck-soo and expressed his support for the alliance and the close relationship that the U.S. and Korea have. But certainly they are waiting and watching to see this process play out to see what it means for the alliance ultimately. Well, the timing is challenging, no doubt. I mean, President Biden has spent much of his administration focusing on alliances with countries like South Korea, like Japan, to try to shore up some of those relationships in the Indo-Pacific to counter aggression from China. To be sure, I mean, President Biden had President Yoon here in Washington for a state dinner, among the first that Biden held during his time in office. He has really sought to highlight that relationship. And now the U.S. is about to undergo its own period of change, with President-elect Donald Trump taking office here in just a matter of weeks. Certainly, he will be bringing with him a very different military and economic agenda in the Indo-Pacific. And so to have a leadership vacuum at that time during a period of change for both countries could bring even more uncertainty. Well, certainly that has been something that has been discussed among political opponents of President-elect Donald Trump. For years, they have been warning that Congress should take pains to make reforms to what the U.S. calls the Insurrection Act, which essentially gives the president broad authority to, quote, take such measures as he considers necessary, and that the president alone decides when, for instance, to deploy the military for domestic concerns. Those opposing Trump on the other side of the political aisle here have been urging to update that law to essentially narrow the powers of a president of any party to be able to do that, because there have been concerns from those who don't agree with President-elect Trump that he could move to do that. While campaigning, Trump pledged to use the military to deport illegal immigrants, to crack down on crime in certain large cities here. And so that's something that he's talked about a lot while he was on the campaign trail, and we'll see what he says once he does take office on January 20th.
Thanks for joining us, Kayla. I appreciate your time.
JTBC 뉴스를 시청해 주셔서 고맙습니다. 저희는 저녁 6시 50분 뉴스룸에서 뵙겠습니다.